Hello! Today I want to show you how to play a game called Start With, Get To. It's a game that we play on the number line, and if you watched last week's video, you probably have your number line ready. If not, you can go back to last week and watch the video of how to make a number line. Here is mine, and it has to have the numbers from 0. We start at 0 and we go all the way to 120, because in first grade children need to know the number sequence to 120, and they need to be able to start from any point on the number line, and that's why this game is so important. It's fun, and they are learning by playing a very important skill that they need to accomplish by the end of first grade. Okay, in addition to the number line, we need number cards that go from 0 to 120. I made mine on recycled paper. I folded the paper in equal parts. If you don't have, or you can also use a magazine, the page of a magazine, and then write the numbers very clearly on them. And because these are lots of cards, 121 cards, you need a bag, maybe larger than this one, to put all the cards. Okay, once you have the cards and the number line, you're ready to start. Important thing, families don't make the cards. You can help your child with the cutting of the cards, but it is important that they write the numbers on the cards, because that is another way of practicing the number sequence from 0 to 120, but they are doing it with a purpose, which is making the cards to play the game. Okay, good, let's start. So I have, very important, I have my number line. I have it folded because I don't have enough space here, but you can expand it, you can open it all up and play on the floor, or you can extend on a table or open little by little, as I'm going to do now. Usually it's better if it is all open up so that the kids can see the entire number sequence. I'm going to get 2 decks of cards, or once I have the 120 cards, 21 cards, I'm going to maybe take a few numbers, or I'm going to split it equally in 2 piles. One will be the start with card pile, the other one will be the get to card pile. They don't need to be in sequence. Mixed up all the numbers, because that's where the fun is. Okay, so I'm going to start at 93 and go to 71. Before doing anything, you ask your child, do you think that you need to go backwards or forward? Now we know it's backwards. Do you think that we are going to find 93 at the beginning, in the middle, or at the end of the number line? Those 2 questions are very important, and you have to ask for each term. So obviously 93 will be towards the end of the number line. I'm going to find it, I'm going to open, and then I'm going to open until this 71. So let's start. And it's good if they point with their fingers and go and show the jumps that they are making. This is good preparation for when they have to use the number line when they are solving story problems. So 93, 92, 91, 90, 89, 88, see, you continue until you get to 71. Let's do another one. Start at 35, go to 66. So what are the questions? Do you think you have to go forward or backward? backwards. This time we have to go forward. And the other question is 35 going to be at the beginning, in the middle, or at the end of the number line? This time it's going to be more towards the beginning. So we're going to hold the number line and get towards the beginning and get to 6. Oh, here it is. So you get the idea of how to play this game. As you can see, it's much easier if you have it all spread out on the floor. Another way in which you can play the game is as follows. The number to get to can be always 120. And then you have a pile of all the 10s, from 10 to 110. So we start with the pile, we get to 120. Start with 90. We ask the same questions. Do you have to go forward? Well, in this case, actually, backwards, it's not an appropriate question. And where will you find 90? Towards the beginning, the middle, or the end of the number line? So, towards the end, let's find the 90. And let's spread it all the way to 120. Here, it's important for the children to spread out the number line, because once they are in 90, they have to use a much larger jump to get to 100. And again, this is a good practice on how to use the number line for when they are solving story problems. 90, 100, 110, 120. If your child knows the number sequence very fluently, I would say still have the number line in front of them, because if they make a mistake, you can just say, okay, double check them in the number line. You said 90 and then 87. Double check, is 90 or before 90 comes 87, or what do you see in the number line? So these are ways in which they can use it as a reference. Well, I hope you have lots of wonderful movement around the number line. Have fun.